Ask Us Anything Part 2.
We're back.
Okay. Let us know. Anna's monitoring the live, so let us know how it is going. What were we talking about? We were talking about breakfast. I think that we finished that. And also somebody had a question about vitamin D. Maybe just vitamins in general too. I mean, but vitamin D certainly is a hot one because after all, vitamin D affects every cell in your body.
Everyone.
And here, us living in the Northeast, we may not get as much vitamin D as we would like because we're not outside as much. So, Dan, talk to us about vitamin D.
Well, number one,
yeah,
you got to know your number. You got to
Yeah.
see what your vitamin D level is. So ask your doctor, your health provider, to get that for you.
Yeah.
And like Pamela said, up in the Northeast, they say too,
Yeah.
if you're anywhere above Atlanta in the United States, above that latitude, then the sun doesn't provide the rays efficient enough. It bounces off the ozone. The rays aren't efficient enough to give us the stimulation on our skin to make that hormone vitamin D. So all of us up here in the Northeast should be supplementing with vitamin D. And the vitamin D level that everyone's looking for is greater than 40. It seems like the data says over 36 will keep you from multiple chronic diseases, keep your immune system very active, help fight off any kind of viral syndrome that you might encounter, and keep your body healthy, give you that longevity that we want.
Yeah. So, checking your vitamin D levels, making sure you know what they are. Then also taking the right amount of vitamin D to, help. Sometimes people, they're like really low. Some people are like in single digits when
Right.
they get their vitamin D tested. So they need like a therapeutic amount of
Right.
vitamin D. And so to get it up, and then once it gets up, they just, can reduce that amount to maintain it. But then, you got to recheck it, time and again. So the right amount. So that's really important to know. And then also the form. You want to make sure that you use, and with any of your vitamins, I mean, you want to get whatever it is that you're paying for and whatever it is you're taking. So you want a well-absorbed multivitamin. That's actually what the 8th nutritional principle that you
Right.
have, Dan, of your 8 nutritional principles.
Right, when you're talking vitamin D, you want to make sure you're taking the active form too, vitamin
Okay.
D3.
Yeah, okay.
So they do sell vitamin D2, which your body will convert to D3, but not everybody converts that well. So just bypass that conversion and take the vitamin D3.
Okay.
And then K2, vitamin K2, there's 2 types of vitamin K, K1 and K2. Everyone knows that K is involved with your blood clotting cascade, your blood clotting abilities, and
Okay.
if you overdose with K1, you might interfere, you might alter that blood clotting ability. So they, or even enhance it and make you more coagulable, more blood clots. So
Dan,
you
not
stay
around
away
the
from
kids,
that.
please.
Yeah. So it's K2 that you're looking for in the microgram dose, 100, 200 micrograms, but that K2 enables the D to get where it's supposed to enable the vitamin D to work in the cells like they should and actually get to the cells where they should be getting.
So you're saying vitamin D3 with K2.
Right.
Okay.
That's the formula.
All right. We'll put in the post, we'll put a link to the vitamin D that we take and use for our family, and we may even give you a little discount code. We will give you a discount code. So, selfless plug, but why not, right? Vitamin D3 with K2. All right. Anna, questions?
Kathy says she drinks coffee with trivia. Is that okay to use coffee?
Trivia. Kathy again.
Yeah, you just, yeah.
Gee whiz. Are
We just
still
can't get away
freezing?
from being frozen.
We went from doing this on our computer to our phone, hoping that maybe that would help. But are we frozen again? We are. So we're speaking to the wind. But you know what? Some people are saying that our sound is still good. Okay? We'll just answer the question. I don't know. I've never heard of that. So I can't comment.
Again, it's a natural sweetener, but it's a sweetener.
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, is it stevia?
It's made from stevia.
Are we back? Did we refresh? Are we back, Anna? Okay, good.
Great.
All right, so stevia is so it's a brand of stevia.
Right.
That's what it is.
A plant-based sweetener.
Okay.
Again, it's a sweetener. It doesn't matter what that sweetener is. If it's cane sugar, if it's some of the Sweet and Low branded sugars, Trivia sweeteners.
Okay.
Sweeteners turn your receptors on to let your brain know that something sweet is coming. And what that does is it drives your insulin up. And when you increase your levels of insulin in your body, you're in an anabolic state, not catabolic, meaning you're not burning, you're storing all your energy. So all the calories that you're ingesting, all of the complex carbohydrates, the proteins are going to go into stored forms in your body, increasing your weight, not enabling you to feel the energy, to feel the fuel that those calories should be giving you.
So your brain doesn't know the difference between a sort of a fake sweetener than a real sweetener,
That's right.
just like regular cane sugar, for example.
Stimulates the same receptors on your tongue to give the signal to your brain, which then signals the pancreas to let that insulin out.
Okay, but let me ask you this, because I know that we've got a lot of people who are transitioning, people who are like saying they're committed. They're like, okay, you know what? I will just categorically never eat this anymore. I've got you on the dairy, Dr. Dan. Like, I've broken up with it, right? But you know what? Sometimes I just need that little sweetener, and it's better than putting 2 teaspoons of sugar in there. And yes, it is better to put a couple drops of stevia in rather than a couple of teaspoons of cane sugar.
So weaning
100%.
down is the key.
So don't beat yourself up over it. Just again, just keep trying to wean yourself off so that you don't have to have that sweetener. I know that we've got one person in my family who really, really loved, back in the day when we used to have Country Time lemonade. Oh my gosh. Big giant container. I never didn't have
powdered form.
Yeah, at least 2 of those in my pantry.
If it called for 2 scoops, I made sure they were heaping, because that's the way
why
they liked
not?
it.
Nice and sweet, right? So as we were transitioning away and just made a commitment to never have that, in the house again, and we were trying to make our own lemonade, and so we put a couple drops of stevia, and that would help as we were weaning off and transitioning. Now we just don't do that. We do like lemon seltzer water, or we'll do lemon water, or a lemon ginger water. So that's what we do instead. But most of the time we're just drinking plain water. So any other questions that we have, Anna?
So I think what we're going to do, because we have part 1 and part 2, and it can be confusing. We were frozen from some of the the videos just haven't been working well this morning. Something's up with the internet.
Yep.
We plan on putting together a post, and we'll try to watch the video ourselves, and then
we'll
answer some more of the questions in the post.
We'll answer some questions in there. But the other thing too that comes up a lot, and Dan, I wanted you to to address this, is like I know somebody had a question too about the couscous and couscous. How's couscous with veggies? And we're back.
I guess we reconnected.
Oh my gosh, it's so crazy. Yes. Love that. Make a commitment. Absolutely. Commit to making some small changes. Small changes are progress, and they add up to big changes. So, and we really apologize again for the sketchy internet connection that we're having today. I don't know if you guys heard us, but we just got the new internet, like the grand poobah of internet boxes from our cable company.
The cable guy just came this week.
And he said, you will have absolutely no problem at all. And so we were very confident, but it didn't work out.
We're going to work some bugs out still.
Yeah. So, but somebody had mentioned in the group that they wanted to know, what about couscous with some leafy greens and some veggies? So couscous
is pasta.
It's a processed food. It's not bad. I mean, Look at, I'm Italian. I love pasta. We all love pasta.
Making good choices when you're
Yeah.
deciding on pastas. They make so many great pastas now that are so much more nutrient dense
Yeah.
than the typical
Yeah.
semolina pasta.
Right,
But
right.
couscous is just made from semolina. It's
Yeah.
not made from any kind of whole grains. At least I haven't seen any.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna eat pasta, making some of those other choices, whether it's a legume pasta like chickpea
Yeah.
pasta, red
Yeah.
lentil pasta,
Right.
I've seen and we've tried, and they're delicious, and they're making them so well
Yep.
they even perform like pasta, meaning that they don't just fall apart. They really hold together and can give you a good meal. But I like that question with the couscous because they asked, what if I mix in vegetables?
That's
What if I
right.
mix in
Got
green leaves with
Perfect.
it? Absolutely.
Do it.
Anytime you're having pasta, and you can make it a
Yes.
primavera with whatever you have in the refrigerator. Whether it's green leaves or
Right.
maybe some leftover broccoli, some squash, or
chickpeas, add legumes to it.
Add more
Yes.
nutrient-dense foods,
Somebody-
more fiber, and you're going to get a much
Yeah.
bigger bang for your buck.
Someone posted a bean bolognese in the group.
Yes.
That's awesome. That's great. You know, using that legume and making a sauce from it, it's phenomenal. That's great. But if you're asking about the couscous, I was thinking because couscous is generally small, although you can
Yes.
get the bigger one that comes in a variety of sizes. But how about just trading it out for quinoa?
Right.
You
If you're
know?
looking for that granular kind of
Exactly.
meal or,
That's
or
right.
plate,
Yeah.
then yes, just quinoa is a great alternative. Whole grain,
Yep.
has all the essential amino acids, making it a
Yep.
complete protein. So it's a very special
That's right.
grain that's out there.
Yeah, absolutely. So any other questions? Do you have other questions? I know some new people popped on, and we are here. Ask us anything. Ask us the tough questions. We love the tougher the better. People like Dan, what is like the number one question that you get from your patients when they ask you about nutrition, and then you say you want to make some transitioning, and you want to make some changes, is there any big questions they have for you?
We seem like we're going in and out. I can
Yeah.
see us freezing on the camera.
Is it? Are we freezing?
In and out.
Yeah,
know?
so the big question, like everyone always hear, where am I supposed to get my protein? How can I get protein? But again, it's mixing macronutrients with food groups.
Right.
That's something I love to teach people
Yeah.
about. Don't confuse the two. If you're going to talk about fruits and veggies, don't include the word protein when you're adding that to your nutrition plan. Because proteins come in all foods. All the macronutrients come in all foods.
Yeah.
But people like to use that word protein because they don't want to use the word meat or animal, because that just doesn't, we all know that we need to minimize the amount of animal, the amount of meats that we eat. And so they use that word protein, clean protein, that is, just kind of like nails on a chalkboard to me. When you start mixing all those.
Because you're not going to
Groups
sit
together.
here and wake up in the morning, and for the day, how many proteins, how many
You can't do it.
carbohydrates, how many fats. I mean, it's just not a sustainable way of thinking about your meals. You
Right.
want to think about food that
And
you
think
eat.
about the groups of food. And
So what
including,
are the food groups? What should they be thinking about getting in from morning to night?
Right, keep it really simple. Think of 4 food groups. Fruits, and it's all the fruits. Some fruits might have, people are so worried about sugar, might have more sugar than others, but still the fiber in that fruit helps hide that sugar, helps your body not even be able to absorb all of that sugar.
Don't worry about
Vegetables, all the vegetables. Don't be afraid of starchy vegetables. Your sweet potatoes, your white potatoes, all your squashes, all of your starchy vegetables that give the bulk to your meals, that make you feel full. Again, full of fiber. And then the third would be the legumes. All of the legumes, all the beans, the lentils, the peas, Legumes are a great source not only of good complex carbohydrates and fats, but also of protein. And then the fourth group are your whole, or what I like to call natural grains. The grains the way nature gave them to us. The oats, the brown rice, red rice, black rice, the quinoa like we mentioned. All of those whole grains are the ones we want to eat. So
Right.
those 4 food
Can
groups.
I add another one, Dan?
What?
Nuts and seeds.
Well, those are included in the grain.
Are we back? It looks like we're back.
Yes, we're
Okay.
back.
So we've got, just let me to recap about mixing up macronutrients, which are fats, carbohydrates, and proteins. That's not what you're going to start counting how much of all of that you're eating.
Or making sure you get those into every meal.
Just make sure that you're eating food. In the words of Michael Pollan, eat food. I think we're back. Are we
Yeah,
back?
we are.
Can you see us back, Anna?
I'm in the frozen stage.
Okay. Maybe you're still frozen.
So because of all this,
No, I just wanted to say, in the words of Michael Pollan, eat food,
mostly
plants,
plants,
not much, okay? So don't mix up your macronutrients, fats, carbohydrates, proteins with the food groups, which are fruits, veggies, legumes, and whole and natural grains, then including nuts and seeds.
Right.
Okay? That's what you want to think about eating during the day.
And creating all your meals around those 4 food groups.
Exactly.
Simple.
And so, if we are not frozen, and I think the reason why we've been freezing so much is because it's 12 degrees out.
Yeah.
I am absolutely sure that has something to do with it.
Bright sunshine, but 12 degrees.
So, listen, we love doing this 5-day challenge. Oh, Karen's Phillips saying gone.
Right, but
Does
that's
that mean?
delayed. I'm sure it's
Okay,
delayed.
delayed.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna go with it.
I'm done.
Look it, guys. We love doing this 5-day challenge. Okay, we're going to do something really, really special. We are going to extend the 5-day challenge another 5 days, and I think some of you, or most of you know, we are 4 generations of plant-based eaters, okay? We've got the great-grandparents, Marie and Bob. You may have heard of them. They're very famous, okay? Great-grandparents, plant-based. Been plant-based for the last 8 years. Yes, you can teach an old dog new tricks, okay? My mom and dad don't mind me saying that. You're going to meet them this week. We're gonna be on with them. And then, in case that you missed that, we're going to be on another 5 days with the great-grandparents and with our oldest daughter, Sarah Tegender.
Who gave us our beautiful grandchildren.
Exactly. And so we're going to be on with them, and we're going to interview them, and for all of you to see and meet. So I hope you have a ton of questions.
Ask them
for
questions,
them.
find out
And
what their challenges
We
are.
are going to figure out this internet issue. We're not going to have it this week when
No.
we're on, but we're extending for 5 days, another 5 days. We're going to, because we need to take these guys right through to the Super Bowl, right?
Right.
Exactly, right? It's going to be a great week, and we're going to have interviews with my parents, Bob and Marie, and our oldest daughter, Sarah. So you're going to learn 4 generations of plant-based eaters. How do we do it? What do we do? Ask us all the questions.
And with the, because we're having so much problem with the internet, look for a post. We'll try to summarize the things we talked about today in a post so that everyone can get the information all in one place.
Thank you guys for your patience. Keep the questions coming. Keep the recipes and ideas coming. Your challenges, your successes. We want it all.
Let's do
Okay.
another 5 days.
Have a great rest of the weekend. Bye.